What's the difference between a tarot reading and a tarot healing session with me? So, when most people hear about tarot readings or they think about the meaning of a tarot reading, if someone were to ask them, would you like one or do you want to go get one or anything like that, there's this idea that all tarot readings are going to be predictive, that they're going to tell the future or give a specific answer to something so that you don't have to go through that journey of the discovering of the thing. It's almost like this need or this desire to just have the answer. I specifically decided not to use tarot readings because I didn't necessarily want people to think that kind of mainstream idea of what a tarot reading is. And so throughout the years of really honing my skills and getting deeper into not only just what I was passionate about or what I loved doing more, but I know that I just have this sweet spot for it as well, and so everything just flows in a different way than when I try to force myself to just do a reading and not hold any boundaries. As the recipient of a tarot reading or just services in general, sometimes there's that whole idea of the customer is always right kind of thing. But I feel when it comes to healing, when it comes to our self discovery journeys, when it comes to the challenges and the obstacles that we're running up against in life, that just wasn't doing it for me. And this was one of the things that I started exploring because of the certification program that I was enrolled in with Biddy Tarot. And so through there, I was able to kind of take what I learned and make it into my own, which I really loved about that particular program. And so, kind of going back into the decision to call my sessions tarot healing sessions, I really started to focus more on the healing aspects. I realized the power that tarot could provide as a tool. And diving into the subconscious, I like to remind people when they book a session with me, it usually means that there's something inside of them that is really ready to break through the barriers. Now, I can absolutely give certain predictions or ask the cards what might happen in a month and things like that. But I just feel like that takes away all of the free will, that takes away a lot of power of choice, and it can really mess with the mind and proceeding forward. And sometimes it can be really good, but 50% chance that it goes the opposite direction. And although I've been to psychics before and I've had readings and a lot of things have come true, I do know that some things kind of do mess with your head a little bit. And it almost like creates this attachment to the outcome. And a lot of times our journeys are about detaching from the outcomes. And so just from personal experience, I was like, able to take in my experiences just in talking with clients during sessions and kind of looking back at them, evaluating. I just cannot say enough how powerful using tarot for healing can be and uncovering the subconscious can be. And it's just so much more than a yes or no answer. And so what I am really doing is helping to dig up the subconscious blocks that are really not blocking answers, but blocking that connection to self. And most of my sessions, if not all, are really about reminding people that yes, you do know the answers deep down inside, and it's more a matter of trusting them and trusting that intuition than it is about whether or not you know the answer or what is right for you. And so for some, I'm simply validating and confirming for them that they do recognize those voices within them or those feelings within them that they know what to do. And it's almost like they just need that third party to confirm for them. And of course, I'm not in their minds, and there's no way for me to kind of know what they've been thinking about for how many months. And so for someone to pull cards and then tell the story that relates so strongly to everything that you've been experiencing, it's like it gives this level of, I guess I can trust myself. And that is so empowering. And moving forward, I'm not just here to give a temporary band aid to everyone that I meet with. I'm here to help spark this next chapter or this next journey, or help bring up that block so that the person can then proceed forward and again feel more empowered in the end, because that is life changing. That isn't just, again, a temporary fix to kind of cover the wound for a little bit until it kind of heals, and then there's maybe a little scar there for a while. Like, no, when somebody meets with me, and granted, the one kind of caveat to that is, of course, the person needs to be open to it. And so that it takes an openness to really receive the messages, regardless of whether they make sense right away. Because when we're working with the subconscious, it's subconscious or unconscious for a reason. It means that it's there, but we don't recognize it. It is a thought pattern or a behavior or something that is just coming up that we don't recognize that we're doing. And it takes awareness, and it takes a light that needs to shine on it in order to have that kind of self-discovery, and then start connecting the dots, and then things start to open up and it starts to make so much sense. But for some, they can be at a place in that process where maybe this happens almost instantaneously. For others, it might be throughout the week, and maybe it's a specific situation that needs to happen where all of a sudden it's just like you get the two ends of the cord and they just come together. And for others, it could take months. And so, again, a lot of this is about patience. It's about trust. It's about rebuilding and relearning that trust in self, and that we really only have the capacity to care for ourselves first. And until we can get to a strong point there and build that strong foundation, then we aren't going to be able to service others to the same capacity that we could when we are standing in our more empowered selves. So that is essentially the difference between a tarot reading and a tarot healing session. If this is something that resonates with you, then you are welcome to visit my website and see if any of the offerings suit you. And if not, you can just look out for more of this free content.